Hi, Tracy Hess from Zoned2BToned. We're on our next week inspiring segment. This week I have the honor here to interview Dan Aleska, right? Did I get it right?
It's Alexa.
Alexa, I can never say his name right. The last time I did an interview, of course, you guys with Dan, was with Dan and Kate McDermott. We did the Fit Couple segment last year of August. Since that interview, unfortunately, some things have changed in Dan's life. And Dan, do you want to discuss with our viewers what has changed in your life?
Sure. In August of 2012, I went for just a routine checkup. You know, like most men, I was kind of stubborn to go to the doctor.
Guys are so shy; you don't want to go to the doctor.
You know, it's like I was like, come on, I'm young. I eat well. I work out. Doctor, come on.
Yeah, you're very healthy.
Yeah, but on Kate's urging, she said, "Well, come on, why don't you just go? Stop being a stubborn mule. Like, just go." Like, okay, fine. Mm-hmm. And well, based on that routine checkup, it was shortly discovered that I had a density buildup in my testicle. You know, that led to a series of ultrasounds and you know, different means of testing and monitoring, which ultimately led to diagnosis of testicular cancer. Now, this is usually a routine. You know, if you had to choose a cancer, you know, for men, it's like you had to choose. This one would certainly be it. It's
not probably the worst.
Right. Yeah. Relatively easy to eradicate. The real nature of the problem was that it had spread, it had metastasized and into my lung, and that was the real concern. So in December of that same year, I started a 10-week cycle of chemotherapy, and it was you know, pretty rough 10 weeks. It's you know, no treat, but those chemotherapy drugs they're highly responsive to this type of cancer that I had, and that went until February, and you know, after a series of 2 PET scans and different means of monitoring, it looks like things are almost 100% clear. The language of this is they never say like, oh, you're 100% out of the water, you're completely clear. It's always, you know, likelihoods and probability, and you know, my likelihood, my probability is very positive.
I have to say, Dan, your outlet, because I remember walking into the gym and Katie was doing the Stairmaster and I was getting ready for my show. I was so happy, I was excited, couldn't wait to come to the gym and train, and after Katie told me, my whole body just shut down. And you know, I'm gonna try not to cry, because I told him I wasn't gonna do it on camera. Everything shut down because I've known you for a long time, really good person, great trainer, great, just always happy, got a great outlook, you're so positive. And I even watched you come into the gym and train, even when this was all going down, just keeping his focus. And I said, if everyone could just grab something like, that's why I want to do the interview, because I know everybody goes through something in life, but this is serious. And for me to be sitting here with you right now, I'm very grateful. I am honored that you are here, you're strong, you're powerful, and we'll talk about what you're moving on to. But
sure.
You kept your spirit and your drive going. I know Katie's here, has helped him through a lot of things. There's a good woman behind every good man. So how do you feel good now? I know right now you are starting to get ready for your...
Next, looks like 6 days from now, we'll be doing the Mr. 2013 Mr. Natural Philadelphia.
Now, was this a plan for you prior to you finding out about this, or was this something you just wanted to do after?
It was not. It was something that came about after.
Really awesome.
I would say that the general idea throughout the entire the kind of the light post that was, you know, guided my sort of attitude about the whole ordeal was one that you know, we all get dealt a series of cards, some certainly unfortunate,
Always in life, yes. You want to get those, I don't know what I think they call it wake-up calls sometimes. Sometimes we always think things are going so great and then things happen and it's like a wake-up call. But you really handled everything. I don't know how many people would have that strength for you to come back and just to even have the knowledge to get back into a gym and lift. Your strength has been amazing, and I've witnessed this. It's not like just something that you just came back and did slowly. I watched you come right in here after treatment and hit that floor like nothing was wrong. And you handle things really, really well. I mean, it's so inspiring. I mean, if you were here to see it, that's why we're doing an interview, you would understand that nothing can stop you. I mean, God willing, nothing's going to stop you. So we're getting ready for this big show, coming from all this tragedy. Now you're back on track and you're getting ready for the show. How do you feel?
I feel fantastic. I feel
you look great.
I feel very well prepared. I mean, mentally, I'm in a very good place. I think that you know, I always put this. It was never a focal point of my life. I never identified with it wholeheartedly. Jumped all in and said, I am a Dan the cancer patient. That was maybe 8th on the list of who am I? Oh, I'm a bodybuilder. I am a business owner. I am an American citizen, if you will, and we can go down the list. And oh, and by the way, I have to go through this little chemotherapy right now. I'll be done in a couple of months, and then I'm going to get on back on my bodybuilding show. That's what I, you know, and that is where I was mentally. This was an inconvenience. This was a side inconvenience to me. It's things that had to be done with and would be dealt with the professional doctors that I had, and we moved right along. And
you did. You really dealt with it. You're back here this year, 2013, walking into your show again. Now, the first show you did win the NGA. Is that correct?
I did.
Bodybuilding show. You got to tell everybody.
Okay, so in 2011, I did the same show, and this was my first try at it, and I did very, very well. I had a mentor that showed me the ropes a little bit, some posing and some training and dieting. It wasn't, you know, all spot on, but it was good enough. I gained first in the juniors division, first in the novice light heavyweight division, and then third in the overall, in the open light heavyweight division. So I was, you know, very, very pleased with my first show. And
you were smoking, Dan.
Yeah, I was. So
that's really good stuff, and as you can see, he really does. He loves fitness. Him and Kate. You know, I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to get this here on film. When are you and Kate getting married?
Oh man, come on.
What do you think, Kate? I have to ask. You know, I mean, these guys been together for a long time. So you're going into the Mr. and Miss Philadelphia. So what's going on?
Well, we have.
Did I put you on the spot, Dan?
Wow, that is a hell of a question.
You have to answer now, Dan. It's on film.
Well, we have a series of weddings to go through this summer. I'm sure
feel it.
Love will be in the air. There'll be a celebration of love all around, and
make sure you catch the bouquet.
You know,
this is awesome. This is good stuff. At the end, I had to do it. You know, I had to put it out there. You know, I was going to get that. Okay, you guys heard it from Zoned2BToned.
You heard it.
Well, anyway, we're going to wish you, Dan. The show's coming up. I was able to hold those tears, and this was really tough. I did it. I made it through the interview with you. What is next for Dan besides doing the Mr. and Miss Philadelphia? What's next on the cards for you?
Well,
besides marriage,
we are. We operate our training studio. Motivators. Motivators Personal Training is our studio close by up in Southampton, and that is very much an expression of everything that we do. We called it Motivators for a very specific reason.
I was going to ask you, could you guys come up with that name? That's really good.
Well, that was a good, very near and dear friend of mine in college. You want to?
Okay. You can name him if you want to name him. Give him a little credit.
It's it kind of hurts me to bring his name up because.
Okay, don't do it. You cry. That's nope. We're done. I don't want you to cry.
This was someone who truly was a motivator, and he used to call people that. Okay, he used to call people. He'd be like, "You are a motivator," and it was. You know what he embodied. There was so much about him that I admired. We've been because he passed away actually.
Oh my goodness, Dan, that's okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? Your friend's going to really appreciate what you've done. You just took his thing. Don't you cry. I promise I wasn't going to cry. And you're doing it.
I'm good.
Come on now, you're strong.
I'm
Keep
good.
it together. You know, I like things like, because everything originates from something. If somebody touches your heart so much, you will carry that. You're going to give him life, and you've given him life through Motivators Studio. So don't. He's not. He is still here with you now, motivating you.
That's right.
And that's what got you through what you got through. Dan, I am so, again, grateful that you've come into the interview with me today.
Sure.
Wish you and Katie the best of luck at the Mr. Miss, because I'll be there to see you guys do your thing. You're going to kick butt, and I know you're going to do it. I know you're going to win it.
Absolutely.
I know you're going to do it. Keep your motivation, keep your strength, take what you learn from other people, and give back to others like you have done. I am proud of you. I'm very glad to have known you, and know you, I should say, not known you. But this is a happy moment for both of us. We've got a lot of stuff out, and we'll be getting some B-roll footage from Dan and Kate's show coming up next weekend. And guys, keep your eyes out for Dan. Aleska?
Alexa. Sing the song, you know the song Downeaster Alexa? Downeaster Alexa, pretend it's an X, but it's, I know it looks like
I'm going to call you
Aleska.
DNA.
DNA.
Keep your eyes out on Zoned2BToned. Dan, thank you so much for joining
My
us
pleasure.
today.
My pleasure.
And keep the spirit. Like I said, again, Motivators, you guys know we'll actually have the information put up underneath the interview. Thanks again, Dan. Love you.
Okay.
You're the best.
So will you?
Okay, Tracy has Zoned2BToned. We'll be back next week on Next Inspiring Athlete.